right, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. It is January 5th, my birthday. Also being a hoodlum, but it's like absolutely freezing cold in my house. So beginning of January, and I hope you guys have been having a really fun 5 days for the month, because for me it's been fun. So tonight I just wanted to talk about challenge groups. It's one of the topics that I think people were kind of asking in the team page to talk about. So I'll kind of give my tips, and then I definitely want to, and this is kind of what I want to do kind of going forward with our team calls, maybe not every week, but kind of just having you guys tell us what's good for you, bad for you, what's working for you, with whatever topic we're picking with. I think it would be cool to have everyone kind of just like jump on and, whether it's for a second or two, just to kind of give us your best practices of what's working for you. Before I get into all of that though, let's see, I didn't watch the surge yet, and I know you guys have been posting like crazy, but I think January 11th, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, is when the new Shakeology latte will be coming out. So that's a good chance if people have been saying, well, I don't like the flavors, or if they tried it and they didn't like it, those are like good people to refer back to. Hammer and Chisel is still on sale, $160 for both Shakeology or the supplements. 21 Day Fix Extreme on sale, $140. I think Carl has a bunch of different like promos for end of the year. Before and after pictures, he's giving, I think, like $3,000 away, something crazy. The Success Club trip, is it Punta Cana, right? Dominican Republic, so that will be fun. You guys have the entire year to earn that trip. And when that trip goes live, and I'll talk about it before it happens, but you want to be like, I know it's hard, some of you are at work, but you want to be like on that link, so you can get a ticket right away and you don't have to be on the wait list. Because I know some of you now are on the wait list for the cruise in March, and you're like 10,000 person on the wait list. But you can earn, you have, that entire 2016 to earn that trip for free. And January is double Success Club points. So if you get like 10 Success Club points this month, it's actually 20. So you will get 20 times 10 is $200. So you'll get $200 towards the trip, which is pretty much a huge chunk of that. Not a huge chunk of the trip, but it really helps. And you have 11 more months after that. Okay, so challenge groups. I think going just into like challenge groups, we have to start with us first. And we always say this, the biobehavior, be a product of the product, but you have to be the one leading by example and being a billboard for yourself, whether that's in your challenge group or whether you are, inviting to your challenge group. You're doing the program exactly day 1 through day 60, and you're following it to a T, because honestly, that's just how you're going to get results. If I go to a doctor and he is, overweight or unhealthy, or like it's a nurse and I see her smoking outside and she tells me like, oh, smoking is unhealthy. Like, am I going to listen to those people? No. So that's why we really have to be showing people exactly what we're doing inside of the group and outside of the group, and leading by example first, so that people will want to take that step with us. So taking that first step is definitely being the product of the product and leading by example. And I know my first couple challenge groups were absolutely horrendous. Like, they were bad. And especially for new coaches on the line, that it's okay to have, just crappy challenge groups in the beginning, because you're not, it's going to be something that's completely new. And challenge groups is kind of like that Beachbody thing. Like, it's our term. So no one really knows what it's supposed to be like, no one really knows what it's about. But like, start with low numbers in mind. And I'm meaning like, don't think like I have to have like 50 people in my challenge group for it to be successful. No, like I honestly sometimes have had 2 people in my challenge group, 2 plus me, so it's 3 of us, and it was like a really good challenge group. And So you don't have to get, if your first couple challenge groups are really bad and you don't have a lot of people, it doesn't mean that it's going to be bad because you don't have a lot of people in it. It just really depends on, number one, the group. Sometimes certain people will like kind of mix with each other really well. And then also kind of just the energy of it. So if you have some challenge groups that flop, don't let it kind of get to your confidence and get you down. Just kind of be a lifer with this and just keep going with challenge groups. I think I did like my first one and it was horrible, and then I stopped for a while. And I'm like, why am I not getting any Success Club points? Well, because I stopped running challenge groups. I didn't have anything to invite people with. So even if it sucks your first time, you just got to keep on going. It will get better, I promise. I said start small. 3 challengers I think is great and even as a veteran coach, if I have 3 people who are committed, you can really have a great challenge group with that. So it's not about the quality or quantity, it's about the quality of the group. And I did want to mention like the free clean eating groups if you're a new coach too and you're like, what is that? To get new people into your regular challenge groups. In our team page, if you go to the file section, there are actual free clean eating guides that I've made. Jessica's made them. You can even use like the 21 Day Fix, like has those 5 days that you can use, or pretty much like any of the programs have like that, like those 3 or 5 days, like quick start thing. And you can use that as a free clean eating group to get people in to kind of see what you're like, to be within that group for just 3-5 days. And then when you invite them to your regular group, they're kind of more likely to get involved. So I think having those clean eating groups beforehand is really helpful to help kind of get more people for your regular challenge group. And then you could also, I like the idea of using the 30 days free of on demand. So if there's a free clean eating group and they want to do a workout, get the on demand free for 30 days. It's still all free, and they kind of get that taste of Beachbody, of what it's kind of all about. Buddying up, and I think this is really helpful, especially as a new coach. I know we have a lot, but even as a veteran coach, I think you just have that synergy when you're in a group, just like our Hammer and Chisel group now. I mean, I'm posting for the week, or like last week Jess was posting, but everyone's posting in there. So it's kind of like you kind of just get that energy from all those people being in there. So, even if you don't, I know there's so many of us in that Hammer and Chisel group, but even if it's just you and another coach or you and 2 other coaches, when you kind of do your groups together, I think it gives it more energy. And then, obviously the coaches are going to be posting, and then people who aren't coaches are going to see that and kind of at least give them more motivation to post there on their own, or to say, okay, there's other people doing this besides me. So if you don't have that many people in your group, if it's 1 or 2, people, buddy up with another coach on the team. Even if you're a veteran coach too, it keeps that momentum going when you have other people commenting, even if it's, a coach. I think that's still absolutely fine. I really like doing a welcome email, and this is kind of going, all right, now we're into a challenge group. Now we have people that we have for our challenge group. Do like a welcome email, or Monday, January 11th, your challenge group is starting, and kind of give them the basis of, okay, take your before and after pictures. Even though you're probably already posting that in the group, I think doing it again in the email and setting up that expectation is just another way to kind of like be in their face about it. I know some coaches even do, and I tried this, and sometimes it did work, is having weekly pics that the person has to take, like progress pics. So instead of doing it like a before and after, like the after being like after the 60 days or whatever, they would do it every week and just send it to the coach's email. So that could be in that welcome email too, of that extra accountability of sending that progress weekly photo, just to kind of keep those people in the game, and not just like, all right, seeing your post every day, but they actually have to send that picture. That's completely up to you. And then you can also say in the email, like, if you want to have, and I know a couple of you guys do this too, is having, Monday being like Motivation Monday, like post a pic of, a motivational quote or something motivational, or I don't know. Each day is like Thirsty Thursdays, like post your pic of you drinking your water, or Flex Friday, post a picture of you flexing. So maybe in that welcome email, give them a schedule of what you kind of expect from them during the challenge, however long it is. So that is my kind of tips. I know I kind of did the before challenge group and a little bit during, but I just wanted to open it up. If you have a noisy background, if your kids are screaming or TV's on, I'm going to unmute everyone. But if your line is kind of crazy, you can go back and mute yourself. So anybody want to start off first by, what's working good for you? Any tips that you want to give?
I'll say something. It's Danielle. You probably can't see me because I'm laying in the dark with Samuel. Basically what I did this month, and it was the first month that I did it, is that I went into my calendars, and I actually planned out every day what I was going to post. And I'm actually running it with Amanda this month. And basically we're both posting once or twice. I'm posting in the morning, she posting in the evening, and then we switch. So we're doing the regular guideline, but then in the evening post, it's something different. Just like different topics, like date night recipes, what to do if you're out at a restaurant, an athlete that we admire. Like, I basically just picked out different topics for every day to just kind of bring something new to the group. And it's only been 2 days, and I think this is the liveliest group that I've ever had. So just taking the time and really planning out those 3 weeks have been beneficial so far. And there's no guesswork. Everything's done.
And were those things like things you did before, or is everything completely like fresh and new?
I mean, there's some things that like you were saying, I've done the Motivational Monday, Extra Move Wednesday, Flex Friday, and those things, but I haven't done, like I said, like the topics that I picked. Is that my phone that's making that noise?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay. But like I said, like going out with the kids, being in a restaurant and not knowing what to eat, just like picking certain topics. So I actually went on like Self magazine, and they have a lot of good topics, and Oxygen magazine, and I kind of just took pieces from here and there. I did actually send it to Alicia, and I can put it in the documents and show you exactly what my calendar looks like for this challenge group.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I did that with Lisa's and with Jessica Vandenberg's. So if you guys have like a challenge group that you have already made up, definitely people, add that into the team document. You just have to be on a computer, you go to file section, and then edit the file, and then you can do it from like a document or Google. The Google Documents, I think, is what works the best because it's good to easier to share for everyone or to everyone. Great. Thanks, Danielle.
I guess I can go. Something that Nicole and I did was we also did the calendar and mapped out every other day posting. Of course, this month I didn't send it to Nicole yet, but that's because of technical difficulties. But one thing we did is further along in the fix, we kind of did like a Biffy challenge, and we added the 10-minute ab bonus. So we encouraged people to stack on the abs, and we gave them a certain amount of points for doing the extra ab workouts. And kind of part of the challenge group was just seeing what the needs are in the group. If someone's saying like, I don't know, now of course I'm going blank, but just focus your topics on something that someone's mentioning they're struggling with, or just pose the question, what's hard for you today? Or, what are you having a hard time meeting this week? And then kind of do a topic on that. And, promote the Shakeology course is, sorry, I'm a little tired.
No, I think that was good. And following what your people, your people that's in your group. So I think it's good to follow the challenge group guide, but when you kind of cater it to their needs and who they are, they're going to feel like, oh, like Kelly's talking to me. Like she understands me. She gets me. So yeah, I think that's really good.
Like this group that we're doing now, like I've gotten a lot of questions about meal planning. So I'm actually going to make a video, like kind of like a meal plan for the group, because I've gotten like so many private messages that are like, I don't know how to meal plan. I feel like people need to get like all fancy, like they want to get all fancy with it, but I'm going to make it like super simple for them. Kind of just like, I'll video and then get their feedback, so they kind of like make it more personalized.
No, I love the video aspect of it. I think that does make it so much more personalized, and they just have a better connection with that.
One thing I do too for that, Nicole, is I have made Pinterest boards that are specific to like the 21-day fix, like breakfast ideas or lunch or meal planning. And I link those to my challenge groups so that they can follow my page directly on Pinterest, and then they can go there and find ideas that it's not overwhelming, because Pinterest in and of itself can be overwhelming, but it's already been streamlined because I've made boards specific to those areas. So linking things to Pinterest helps too, and can give them a little bit more of a resource to use for meal planning especially. But the other thing I was just going to mention is the frequency to do a challenge group. I know Rose was mentioning a lot of things about posting and how to attract them, but one thing I try to do is at least one a month, if not two a month. And, Rose says she kind of stopped for a while. And when you do that, when you stop doing your challenge groups, you're wondering, well, why I'm not recruiting anybody? I'm not getting anybody new in. And it's because you're not putting it out there, to entice different crowds or bring people in. So, I always put it on my calendar, and we were doing it on the team calendar, but when to put out the invites, like just to do it, at least schedule it once a month. And you can make it particular to a niche. So like, I know back to school time, I always do a back to school for teachers so that you don't forget about yourself in September, as crazy as it is. So you can be specific to who you're looking for, depending on when it's happening. Being pregnant, I'm going to be planning to do one for expecting moms, so that we can kind of go through this wacky journey together. So, there's lots of things that you can do to really reach out to particular crowds, but just making sure that you're doing them frequently, so people not only look to you as someone they can go to and say, when's your next group, but so that people also know that you're someone who can help them along the way.
I guess I'll go. Something that I've been doing this month, I got the Go Getter book from Walgreens. So I'm calling my group this month Go Getters 2016, and I encouraged everyone, to get the book. They don't have to do it to be in the group. I just thought it would be cool if they had it. And then so to kick off the first week, the challenge prize is going to be a Go Getter book. So everybody is like really pumped up and excited, trying to get that book. And Nicole Buffkin and I are actually run our challenge groups together. So I do the AM post and she does the PM post. That's what I'm doing right now.
I love that. That's a great. And I think I asked you, like, where did you get that book?
Yeah.
It was Walmart?
Walgreens.
Oh, Walgreens. Okay.
Yeah, Walgreens.
And that makes a good point too, because I do see other coaches adding in like the professional development side of things too. So that's kind of like on the goal setting side of things, but you can even do like a challenge group alongside with like You Are a Badass, or, you know, even the compound effect, I think is good for just anyone wanting to make a change in their life, especially, you know, come January. I think that's a good idea to kind of add that personal development side into it, because it's just going to make them better and make the group world better too. Cool. Who's next? Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go. So actually what I did differently, and I started planning this out in November, and much to what everybody else is pretty much already doing and have already mentioned, but I planned out my specific date that I'm starting my challenge groups, which I plan on doing 2 challenge groups a month. I put down specific dates from here till June, as well as I'm more of a recruit, like I have a recruiting coach side in the way my brain operates. So I kind of, to trick myself to do more challenge groups, is to say, okay, you know, because there's so many people, you get so many coaches through the challenge groups. So I coordinate my challenge groups, the dates that I've chosen, a week after I do my What's Beachbody Coaching About, so that if I sign them up, they're en route and in line with doing the challenge group, and then with Coach Basics the following week. That's as far as my scheduling goes. As far as the actual inside the challenge groups, my first week I always do an inspirational thing, whether that's the self-development. The second week I always do I really, really, really like Jess's free challenge group document, or clean eating group. So I pull pieces from that document and I add it in to the nutritional end with Shakeology. Because like Nicole was saying, I get a lot of questions as well with the nutritional and the meal plans, and I'm an eat to survive type of person. So I really adore and envy Jess's particular document, because it's very, unfortunately I haven't taken a look at anybody else's, I'm sorry. And then I really just focus on the nutrition part for the second week. And then third week I throw in the contest parts. Like every day that you throw up a selfie, you get a point. If you post a workout video, 15-second workout video, you get 2 points. And then you get your prize at the end of the week. And if the group seems to be connecting very well, then I throw in a 4th week. But it's a little bit lighter, and I don't push for it too much, because I find that by the 4th week, everybody pretty much falls out, but I get to know and feel who I'm going to see continuing to maybe more of a coach position, because they're still on that go. That's what I've noticed with my people, is that they're like coach quality when they're still full force in 4th week. And then I just let it dissolve and I throw them into the second rotation. Did I say too much? I'm sorry.
No, I think that was great. It kind of got me thinking, like some people say, like, I could get people in my challenge groups, but I can't get people to coach. But I think having those challenge groups is a great way to transition someone from a challenger into a coach. But it's where you kind of have to put that piece together and ask them to maybe, hey, do you mind stepping up for a day? Or just kind of getting their confidence up, saying, oh, thanks for posting that today. That really helped the group. Or whatever it is, really use that group to your advantage to find those people that can turn into coaches after their challenge group. So I think that was really good, and especially timing your challenge groups correctly where it's going into Coach Basics and everything. I think that works out really nice. Anyone else? I'm gonna start calling names. Shannon.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everybody? One thing that I have run challenge groups by myself, and I've also run them with some of my new coaches, and I've actually learned so much from my new coaches. It's amazing. One of them in my downline is actually a personal trainer, so she has given me a lot of information. She posts some videos that show people some modifications that maybe aren't in the program, you know, some of the things for the surrenders and things that are really hard. And so people really responded well to that. One thing that we started doing is the first week is just kind of getting everybody acclimated and adjusted and trying to get them talking, posting in there a couple times a day, being sure that you're commenting on any posts that they make. And then the last 2 weeks is every day we do a different challenge. Instead of, I've done it both ways. I've had like a picture and it has like what challenge that you do, whether it's a picture or whatever, you get points for. But I think people kind of forget, you know, and they slack off and don't do it. So what I've been doing is every day they have a different challenge. And for each challenge, they get different points. And of course, the harder the challenge or the more personal the challenge, the more points they get. And one thing that I've gotten the most response from is getting people to talk about maybe how they feel about themselves or some of the negative thoughts that may have led to where they are, or, you know, some of the things that actually it's more of a mental thing that kind of held them back from the goals that they wanted to reach and things like that. And so people, you really, especially in that first week that you're doing those challenges, getting people to open up and share some of their story about how, you know, they had kind of lost maybe self-confidence or had kids and didn't make time for themselves. Some of those things that kind of get us to the point where we decide, okay, I need to do something, and that's why we start looking for a program. And that really seemed to help that group bond together. And then I always offer them the opportunity to join in the next group. And I think the group I've got coming up in January has like 25 people in it. So they want to continue on that journey. And then as you continue with those people, you're growing those coaches. Because I know with me, I didn't want to start out. I was really scared to start out. But, and I've got some people that I know would be great coaches, but they don't feel that confident yet. And so continuing in these challenge groups and seeing it over and over again, getting more familiar with how challenge groups run, getting more familiar with the Beachbody product, it's helping to grow those coaches just by having them in those groups. And then they're, you know, inspiring others too. And that's just a great way to help build their confidence.
Great ideas. Thanks, Shannon. Lisa, you're up.
I don't really have any good ideas anymore.
Your challenge groups are awesome.
No, the last two sucked. The last one, I got like 3 posts. The whole, I'm telling you, 21 days of nothing. So, I don't know. This one, I gotta change it up a little bit. So but the last one was terrible. But this one had 2 freaking people in it. So I have to add all my old people. I was trying to avoid adding all the people that bought a challenge pack in like May. They're still going to all the groups and don't even post. So I told them that I'll add them since they're not current customers, but I'll add them if they're active. So that actually works. So then
I think that works both ways.
Yeah, it does.
Helps them and it helps you.
Right, exactly. But this one, I only have two new people this time.
You had really good successful points anyways.
But we'll see.
Did you do anything different the last time?
Not really. I mean, I tried to do some crazy. I tried to do things like around the holidays, you know, like little challenges here and there, but not even that. Nobody was even going for the challenges. I had good prizes. I don't get it.
Honestly, I think probably it was just the holiday, you know, type of thing. You know, you can't ask yourself what did, you know, it's not what you didn't do. It's just, it was the holidays and something.
Yeah. So this new one that I started to do, I'm kind of doing it individually with everybody. I have people texting me now. One girl starting tomorrow. But so I'm kind of doing this one. I don't know how I'm going to actually add them all to the group because I'm kind of individually just doing them. But I think in a group I'll just do like some kind of challenges that you guys suggested and everything. So thanks.
Good. And I think everyone's like, yeah, we totally understand where you're coming from.
I actually have a funny story. It's how I got Nicole to do the 21-day fix with me, because I ran one of those clean eating crock pot groups last year, and I was bugging her for a while, and I'm like, just do this with me. Nobody. I had 80-something people in this stupid group, and nobody. It was like, is this thing on? Nobody replied. But I've gotten, I think, 3 or 4 challenge packs out of it to this date. And I got Nicole out of it, who's like a rock star. But then, flash forward, we did the Crackback group again this year. Same thing. 80-something people, nobody participated in it. And we were like, this is like the curse of the crock pot group. I'm lugging the thing out on my friggin' counter every night, and I'm like, what the hell?
They just want the free recipe.
It happens, but it doesn't mean that they're not listening, because people are listening, and then they start to follow you. So, all right, I'm done.
Anyone else with even questions, comments, follow up from what someone else said?
Real quick, it's Danielle again. One of the topics that we always have a lot of fun with in my groups is I ask everybody to write down like their one junk food, like, you know, there's something that they always get, that staple bad food, they, you know, their cheat meal. And everybody writes, you know, like their thing, and then we try to find a healthy version of that. And that gets everybody talking, because everybody likes to talk about their bad food. And then there's like a fun way of, you know, trying to rearrange that into healthy. So that always gets everybody kind of chiming in.
I like that one. That's good.
Can I piggyback off of what Danielle just said?
Huh?
Can I piggyback off of what you just said about picking something that's your like junk food? I remember Jess did that when she did her first challenge group that I joined last year when I joined a year ago.
Yes.
And I remember reading it and I was like, oh, the homework's going to be that you have to find something healthy to eat. And I remember Josh was so excited about it. He's like, yeah, junk food. And I went, no, it's going to be a healthy alternative. I'm telling you. And he's like, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I was right. And that's what we had to do. So so I agree. I think that's something great, and it gets people talking. So
Cool.
So that's it.
All right. Any last final words? I kind of like this. Kind of gets everyone a little out of their comfort zone to talk.
I got one. I want everybody to unmute your microphones right now. Everybody. And on the count of 3, we're going to send Rose a happy birthday song. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear God. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Say happy birthday, Rose.
You guys are too sweet. And you sound so beautiful.
Oh, it sounded so beautiful.
All right, ladies, thanks so much for joining. I mean, I think it's great to have 14 people on the line. I think 8:30 was a good time for everyone to kind of jump on. This week, Super Saturday, Jersey Girls, wish me luck. Hopefully.
Wait, speaking of which, what are we doing afterwards, Rose?
I'll be going to bed.
Is that Jess?
Have people Jennifer wanted to have people over her house, but like Jess said, like 8:30. I don't know if people are gonna want to hang out or if we should do something before. I don't know. I think we can definitely talk about it.
Yeah.
And see whatever we'll get a post up in the theme page and see what everyone wants to do, something before, something after.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's try and make this where, like, go down into your downline or even invite people from your challenge group. Maybe post in your challenge group. There's a, event where you could do a free workout or guests are free. Come do a workout live with us. See what kind of Beachbody's all about too. So even invite challengers to Super Saturdays. I think it's a really smart idea to get those people involved too, or even just friends. I mean, I think just seeing people and hearing people's stories is just really hits them to where they might have an aha moment. So,
Hey, Rose, can I say one thing before we go?
Totally.
You're at your house, right? You're not away anymore?
I'm back home.
Okay, because Josh just looked at the screen and he goes, she's at that big, beautiful countertop. And I was like, what? So he remembered from the other day. I just thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah, no,
and now he's blushing because I embarrassed him.
Not this morning, this afternoon. So yeah, I'm back. A little 2-day trip.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. All right, guys. Next week, I don't know what topic it will be, but maybe we can do the same kind of round talk table thing. Good night.
Good night.
Happy birthday. Good night.